Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Bitcoin is absolutely skyrocketing over the last 20 to 30 minutes. This has been a crazy rally to see, especially because on the volume bars for Bitcoin, we are actually above the top liquidity zone, which is crazy. I have not seen that before, but so be it. How is everyone doing? We are going to have a good, exciting live stream today. We're going to see if we can find our liquidity out of this market and take some profits. We're also going to talk about the Bitcoin spot ETF and how there's kind of a little bit of a battle going on here where banks are trying to stop this from happening while at the same time allow it to go through. Very, very confusing stuff here, but really it's just a conflict of, I want to say interest, but it's not a conflict of interest. It's a conflict of different people wanting it for different reasons and trying to get control. There's a giant rotating chair of control, and whoever launches the Bitcoin spot ETF is going to make a ton of money. Whoever gets that first one to market, probably going to be BlackRock, is going to make a ton of money. And so people are trying to front run them. BlackRock and the NASDAQ met with the SEC to discuss the listing terms, and in the same exact week, the Bitcoin ban bill was exposed. So there's literally people in Congress trying to ban Bitcoin, while at the same time, the people who basically fund and pay Congress, if we're just being frank with it, BlackRock, are the ones trying to get it through. So it's a little bit peculiar, and it'll be exciting to see how it all plays out. Regardless of how it plays out, Bitcoin just continues to rally on and on and on. And I'm going to be honest, I'm fine with it. I love making money, right? I love these gains. We can see a lot of the micro cap coins, which we talk about a lot in the Discord, have been skyrocketing, just making people ridiculous sums of money. Good morning, Johnny. What's good? Hello, MK. Did you send me a message yesterday on Discord? Sorry, but probably not. I doubt that was me. There's a Discord, there's that investor in the Discord who's got a hashtag and a 0 at the end of his name, and I can see that he keeps inviting people in. I just was looking at him this morning to figure out if I can ban him or not. I was under the impression he was already banned, but so be it. What's good, Dream? What's good? You made it here on time today. You made it here on time. Yeah. If Bitcoin continues to rally today, just a measly 1.75% more, we will be at highs on the year, new highs for the year. We're almost at 45,000, which is crazy again. I mean, we're still under 44,000, but realistically, we're pretty much at 45,000. A lot of people are expecting this rally to go all the way up to 50K. And I kind of believe that. I know there's a lot of liquidity that we're probably going to come up and touch on the way to 45,000 here. So if you look at the liquidity map, which we look at pretty much every single day because it gives us that edge in the market, it makes sure that you have an edge and can see more data than what most people are able to see when they're trading crypto. You'll see that we're starting to slice right through these areas of liquidity that have been around 44,000. They go all the way up to 44,500, give or take. And then there's nothing. There's just a dead zone right here, right above 45,000. So I imagine we'll get really close to 45,000 and then it disappeared. There you go. If you look at the smaller time frame, there's a ton of liquidity below us and not a lot above us, immediately above us, but that's not really stopping it at all. Okay, they don't want me to show it to you guys today, so that is what it is, you know. Either way, let's see if we can take our liquidity out of this market. We're gonna zoom through and look at all the coins, and then we'll talk about these two articles, but I really want you guys to call out some coins, and I want to break down as many different coins as possible for everyone so that we can all just be on the same page with where things are going in this market. Everything is going up, so if your portfolio, if you hold coins that are also not going up, if these coins are underperforming Bitcoin in this short time frame, I'm not talking about on the year, because something like ICP is still technically down compared to Bitcoin on the year. But if you were like us, if you were like me at least, and you were not buying it at the start of the year, you were buying it around the summertime when it was at those crazy lows, you're making good money. You're up on your position. Oh, we got a visitor. Come here. No, I gotta show off. Say hello. He just wants the water in my glass right there. Our other cat, Floop, that's Bird. Floop is like hydrophobic or something, and anytime you put out water for him, he intentionally knocks it over. He will like drive his head into the bottom of the bowl or the bottom of the cup until it tips over and he spills all the water, which is fine for him. Like, he can suffer his own consequences, but then Bird here is dehydrated all the time, and he only drinks out of my glasses, which is kind of annoying, but at the same time, it is what it is, right? It's what happens when you become a father. I can't believe I created this thing. Yes, it is fake. If I ever want to ask you something or talk with you, I will message you in the open Discord. That way there's more things for people to see in the Discord, you know? So if you get a private DM from me, unless we already have like a pre-existing conversation and I'm responding to stuff, it's likely spam. Somewhat on time, have fun flying into the job, so my bosses are rushing and panicking. Ooh, no bueno, no bueno. No bueno. My boss is probably the worst boss. He makes me get up unreasonably early. He almost made me pull an all-nighter last night. Absolute dick. Okay. Alright, let's zoom in. Zoom in closely. So, obviously, yes, Bitcoin is overextended here. And it looks like it's beginning to pull back. And this is a little bit sharper of a move than previously. So we're going to zoom through here really quickly and see if there's any altcoins that are below their VWAP or stuff that looks pretty or stuff that looks weak. No, I'm talking about me. Josh and Lucas are just my mentors. So Ethereum, ADAS, pretty strong. Matic looks decent, but low-key kind of weak. Solana, okay. HBAR looks pretty weak. Not below the VWAP though. None of the stuff's below the VWAP. I think rather than fight it, you know me. You guys know me. I don't enjoy going against the trend. I get wrecked every time I go against the trend. So I think what would be beneficial would be to take something with a really nice setup, something like Arbitrum here. Arbitrum looks kind of beautiful. And trade that instead. Wait for a pullback. I know I'm going too quickly, but yeah, wait for some level of a pullback back to the VWAP. I don't know that Bitcoin's going to go all the way back down to the VWAP, but that doesn't matter because if we look at a weaker altcoin, that has the potential to come back to the VWAP, and then we can enter into a trade. So Arbitrum looks pretty sexy. Not gonna lie, BNB looks pretty good for something like that. Is there 1% gains though? Are there the potential for 1% gains? There are indeed. So that's solid. That's solid. We just have to wait. We started the live stream not when they're down at the VWAP. So my wife is my boss at work. It gets interesting sometimes. That is kind of peculiar. That's got to be like a conflict of interest. A little, I don't know. I didn't think they would allow stuff like that, but I guess they have no say in it, right? You do what you want to do. As far as, I don't really have any portfolio updates. We're still just chilling. I know this is like a boring thing for everyone, but this is how you make money. Making money is not always sexy and glamorous. Making money is oftentimes just kind of boring and like tedious. I wanted to see if we had any good setups at all. And I was curious if there was anything that was like starting to break formation or starting to come down, because I wanted to short as Bitcoin was coming back down to the VWAP, because you can't just run forever. I know Bitcoin does, and it's not good to bet against Bitcoin, but on these pullbacks, if there were any altcoins that were bleeding against it, we could short some of them. But there's not really anything that has like a downward slanted line, a downward slanted graph here. I mean, kind of Wemex, but Wemex seems way too small to actually trade. Which is why I say, if your portfolio is not up today, if your portfolio is not doing great today, then you got to rethink what's going on. And if you look at my bag holder to homeowner portfolio, oh, okay, we are up now. It's only up 1.3%, but I'll take it. I thought it was down on the day, not gonna lie. We could also just short Bitcoin, but I don't feel comfortable doing it. If you guys enjoy making money, If you guys enjoy talking about crypto markets and having a tight community here every single morning, if you guys are morning people, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. If you guys are coming through here, especially on the recordings, I know a lot of people watch part of these during the recordings. Subscribe and tune in for these live streams. These live streams, we make good money. Yesterday's trade literally could not have been any more perfect. I forget what it was. I think it was XRP. Yeah, so the ones under... My girlfriend just said yes. I was like, what? Look at that. It was a perfect trade right there. And low-key, you could have grabbed another one right here. XRP. Yeah, okay, so BlackRock and NASDAQ met with the SEC to discuss listing terms. The major firm like BlackRock and NASDAQ meet with the SEC to discuss a new Bitcoin ETF. This is exciting because it means that they're taking steps in the right direction. The NASDAQ is on board with it, and the fact that the SEC is even sitting down to talk with them tells us that it is progressing forward, which is what we want to see. If the SEC was just saying no, like, well, see you in court, motherfucker, then you'd know that something was up. But that's not what they're doing right now. They're intentionally meeting with people to get everything moving forward. So I think that's good. It is, like, there is a narrative going around, a little sketchy narrative, I will say, that the SEC is going to attempt to deny BlackRock the ETF, deny everyone the ETF, which would cause a giant pullback in Bitcoin. Like, this entire rally has been off of the ETF news. So if they were to do that, I imagine this rally would disappear. At least a good chunk of it would disappear. We'd probably come down and retest this $30,000 level that was a major area of contention for all of 2023. Pretty much all of the summer of 2023 and spring. 30,000 was a huge line in the sand to get across. And then we've just rallied straight past it. So in the event that it does get denied, I imagine we're coming straight back down to 30,000. But based off of stuff like this, it doesn't look like it's likely to get denied. On the flip side, we have literal people in Congress trying to make sure that Bitcoin does not get legal standings anywhere in the United States, which is pretty much just Elizabeth Warren, and it's very, very gross because it's a banker's involvement to ban Bitcoin. I imagine it's going to be something very similar to how China has done it. China's banned Bitcoin and crypto, specifically Bitcoin. China's banned Bitcoin probably like 10 times, and I'm not exaggerating at all. They just keep banning it, and they'll ban it, people will figure a way around it legally, and then they'll ban it again and again and again. Every time they do it, at least initially, the first like 10 times, it would come down. It would come down drastically, and you could actually see that people in China were scooping it up, buying the dip, like high-ranking officials over there. So it was like they're playing a game. They're just playing a game. I think it'll be something very similar, in my opinion, that if they did manage to do something like that, where they blocked the ETF, or they managed to ban it somehow, you would see a lot of high-ranking officials here scooping it up. I imagine BlackRock would still low-key be buying. Elizabeth Warren's letter to industry groups. Again, she has never passed anything, so you don't have to worry about her too much. Now for the dark stuff. You see what's trending? You see what's trending right now? I think we'll see $32,000 within 3 months. I have funds waiting just in case. Yeah, I'm like low-key playing a dangerous game here. What is going on? Oh. I'm low-key playing a dangerous game with my portfolio here because I agree. I think we'll have a very large pullback. I just don't know exactly when it's going to happen. And 19% cash is not enough. I want to be closer to like 50% cash. And so I have to trim some of these things up. I'm just like getting a little nervous because I'm getting FOMO. Like these two, HBAR and Sauce, I'm probably going to dip out of the portfolio. That'll give me $200 and get us closer to that 50%. But you guys see what's trending here, yeah? In the next few weeks, it's rumored that the client list of 170 people on this, for this, I just don't know that I'm going to get banned if I say these words. But this is not TikTok, this is YouTube. The Epstein client list is supposed to get revealed in the next couple weeks. And I'm making it very abundantly clear right now that there will be some major like world-changing news that comes out with it that hushes everyone on it and pushes it to the side. This has happened consistently every single time we get exciting or not exciting, but like fucked up news about it. Every single time we get something that is monumental in holding the people accountable who were interfering and interacting with this island, like there's always something else going on in the news. My only thing that I need to tell you guys, the only thing, do you guys remember earlier this year when a submarine went down to visit the Titanic, a submersible? Do you guys remember that?
No, just like if the name itself is.
What do you think was going on? Why do you think they made that a worldwide news article? Yeah. I made TikTok videos about it. You could go see. I don't remember exactly what it was right now, but there was massive news breaking about this subject, about Epstein, and about, I think it was like JP Morgan's involvement with it. And went boom. Yeah, it did go boom, unfortunately. But the submarine, sad story. Hate to see it. Irrelevant. Should not have been worldwide news headlines. This stuff should have been. But this stuff got completely pushed to the side because everyone was talking about that. I fully expect in the next several weeks to see something like that. It will probably be war. And well, that's scary. You hate to see it for Trump. Any Trump supporters out there, you hate to see it. It'll probably be some U.S. involvement in a war that's going on right now. There are 32 countries at war. That would sweep this under the radar immediately. So keep an eye out for any like ships being deployed, or keep an eye out for any troops going somewhere. Like, just keep an eye out, because don't let this be swept under the radar. Everyone who was involved in it needs to be held accountable. I will like now you guys are gonna get deep insight on my inner mind working and everything. You guys remember when it first started like breaking, like way back, that the news was coming out that all this was going down? This was like 2019, I think. We started seeing a lot of involvement, a lot of like news coming out about Epstein's Island and about Epstein and about all that stuff. And it was, I think he killed himself in 2019, right? That's weird. I didn't mean to type that. That's crazy. When was it? Yeah, July 2019. And then shortly after, we started seeing that they were going to release the client list. And shortly after, they saw like they were going to start holding people accountable. And then what happened in like March of 2020? I know it's conspiracy. Call me conspiracy theorist, but if you don't have a friend that's a conspiracy theorist, you're going to need one in the next couple months to explain everything that's going on. Truthfully, I fundamentally believe that. It is a video. Oh, was the video playing? Was the video kind of loud? No, the video was silent. Yeah. I guess, I don't know. Going on that tangent, it gets me flustered. It's probably way too early in the morning to be talking about all that. So let's get back to crypto. No 2020 vid. Oh, yeah. No, I can't do that. It will get immediately taken down. It's still a sore subject. Like, you still can't talk about it. All right. I think this is probably going to come back down, but I have no justification for it. Or just kind of ran too high. So I'd watch it chop around a little bit. Johnny, no, my account, like if I make a TikTok video about that, my account will actually get flagged. Like they will immediately flag my account. I've made videos like that in the past. They don't go anywhere, nobody sees them, and my account actually starts getting reported. I'm in a Bitcoin short. All right, okay. Be cautious. This rally is far too aggressive. I will say, you can kind of see like the trend line that's formed here. So it's possible that it breaks up, which is against what you're going for. I kind of thought that it was going to end up looking something more like this, the trend line. And then I could say like, It tried to find support, broke below, and is going to get retested here. But the trend line didn't turn out like that. Oh, don't do it. Bitcoin's been killing me since early this morning. RIP. RIP. Let's see how many of you guys have liked the live stream. 4 likes, guys. Come on. 10 viewers in here, 4 likes. We at least got to be at a 75% like ratio. All right? That's the bare minimum. So what is that? We're at 12, which means 8 of you guys got to like it. We need 4 more likes, and I will be happy. What's good, FTW? What's good? Just liked. Let's go. If you're just coming in, I see a bunch of people just showed up. We go live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe. That's all I got to say. We talk about decentralized science, and we've made people a disgusting amount of money. I'm going to talk about this in the Discord later today. I'm going to hold the classroom on this. It's called Grass. There is no token yet, and it's part of the DePIN movement. There's DeFi and D-gaming, decentralized gaming. I don't know if anyone calls it that, but I just called it that. There's decentralized science. There's DePIN. DePIN is decentralized infrastructure. I forget what the P stands for, but essentially, AI, machine learning, all that stuff needs some sort of infrastructure in order to actually be successful. We'll talk about it more in the Discord. I'm going to be holding a classroom in there today. I don't know what time just yet. It's whenever I finish my blocks responsibilities for the day, but stay tuned because it's going to be a very intriguing thing. We're going to discuss DePIN and the importance of stuff like this. I'm excited. I just started doing it literally yesterday, and we've already got 541 of these things. So they'll probably only be worth like a penny each, but still. I only clicked the like button twice for Real Alpha. This deserves double. Let's go. Let's go, Connor. Let's go. Oh, man. I love how many accounts you have. It'll be good, too, because then if you ever... I doubt it's ever going to be you, FTW, but if you ever tick me off and I end up banning you, you can just respawn with one of your other accounts. You don't got to worry about it. Physical. Oh, yes. Decentralized physical infrastructure. Thank you. I appreciate that, Ashtar. Akhtar. Why did I just say Ashtar? I'm sorry. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. But I appreciate that. Here for the respawn. It's funny. It's very funny. Let's look at stuff. I'm going to pull Bitcoin over to the side here just so that we can keep an eye on it. Yeah, just so I can keep an eye on it while we go through some of the other stuff that's going on. So this is Cryptometer. This is the volume flow through crypto, so you can kind of see where people are moving their money from. It gives you an idea of like where the money that is fueling this rally actually is coming from. Don't worry, you know me as okay, Shui in Discord. What's good? And then I just followed you on X too. So right now you can see people are flocking from TUSD into USDT. So something's got to be happening with TUSD. That's kind of sus because people are literally flocking in droves to USDT. The same with FDUSD and then meme, whatever the hell. This is interesting. It's just a massive. Something's got to be going on underlying with this TUSD news. That's very interesting. No. I don't even think this is the correct one. No. Oh, it is. The first USD pegged stablecoin with live on-chain attestations. I'm on the right page with that, yeah? I've heard of TUSD before, but I've not given it any warrant. Is this the new one that CZ was creating? Oh, what's good? Been following for a bit now. How do we gain access to the Discord? Yes. Yes, force everyone in. It should be... I should have it linked underneath the video. Let's go ahead and mute my volume. I already liked it. Just saying. Oh, I did not put it underneath the video. LOL. LOL. Okay. I don't want to open up my Discord right now. Like on my actual... Well, I don't like doing it while I'm streaming because it doesn't usually end up playing out correctly. But I will do it for you guys. I will do it for you guys. Unless somebody in the Discord wants to share the invite link. Edit invite link. This invite link, anyone is welcome. Anyone is welcome into the Discord, and you are allowed to invite anyone you want into the Discord. I want the Discord to grow. However, in order to make it more secure, in order to make it like a status symbol being in here, in order to make it so that not everyone can just join and be spammy. Yes, thank you, Johnny. In order to make it so that it's like a private group, but not actually private, just like a higher status group, you have to find the link. So asking me like this is a fine way. I just want people to put a little bit of effort into finding the link before they join. That way I know that they're actually serious about being an investor and about learning how the markets work and about actually making money. It's going to slow down the growth of it, and I understand that, and I fully welcome that because I want it to be a good community of people who actually understand what they're doing. There's a lot of misconceptions out there in the world of crypto. A lot of people think they understand what it is and literally have no fucking idea what's going on. A lot of people out there. And so my goal is to try and change that for everyone, right? There's a lot of people who aren't involved in crypto, who don't understand it and think it's a joke, and hopefully I can convince some of those people as well. But then there's a lot of people in crypto who literally have no fucking idea what they're doing, and I don't want them in here. Unless they're willing to make that change and take that step on educating yourself. Go ahead and ask people in crypto, like, not everyone, okay? I want to be abundantly clear, but there are a gross amount of people. And I want you to go ask people in crypto, what is the significance of this? It's literally just a yield curve. This is like economics 101, basic level information, and people still genuinely don't know what it is. And I want to help everyone understand how the markets actually function and how you can actually get money out of these markets. Because if you don't know the bare bones like this, when Silicon Valley Bank went belly up, you did not know within 20 minutes of researching it how it went belly up and how all of that worked, then you just like truthfully are not ready to be in this market. And that's fine. That's fine. But you need to acknowledge it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So by making it so that you have to kind of seek out the link like you did here today, it shows me that you're looking to actually level up your game. Got stopped out. I'm sorry, Johnny. IDK if the link will show, but Discord, do you guys see the link there? I'll put it in the description, but it's only going to be live for 30 minutes. All right, guys? This link is only good for 30 minutes. I will put it in the description of the video. Scoop-de-doo. View your channel. Manage videos. Grr. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you got stopped out, Jonah. That sucks. That's not a fun thing to have happen. All right. You ready, guys? I'm going to save it. The link is now in the description. You can go join the Discord and share it with anyone you want for the next 30 minutes. And then the link will disappear again and it won't work anymore. Again, once you're in the Discord, if you like it, you're more than welcome to invite your friends, anyone you want into the Discord. Just make sure that they're willing to learn, you know? And I'm not going to have every answer, but I know how to look stuff up. I know how to research, and I'm damn good at it. Pat myself on the back right there. I am that investor. Except on X, where I'm this investor, because Elon Musk banned my account for no reason. Bullish on abilities to find the answer. Facts. Absolutely facts. And low-key, now that I've already brought this up, very scary. This is actually pretty damn concerning. This is actually very concerning. This is the yield curve. This is the inverted yield curve. So we have half a point inversion between the 2-year bond and the 10-year bond, the yield for these bonds, which means it's inverted. Usually the 2-year should not yield more than a 10-year. If you lock your money up for 2 years, it should not give you more of a return than locking it up for 10 years, because locking it up for more time, since time's your most valuable asset, it should give you higher yields, right? The only time that the yield curve ever inverts like that is when people are more afraid. They think there's more of a risk of the government going belly up and not being able to pay out their bonds in a short term versus the long term. They think, right now, investors think that over the next 2 years, there's a higher degree of risk to be invested in US debt than there would be over 10 years. Scary. Very scary. Anytime that it's done this, I think one time in the last 60 years, the yield curve has inverted and we have not had a recession. We have never seen it invert for this long without having a recession. Because right here is when it inverted, back in 7/3/2022. So it's been inverted for almost 18 months. When this thing uninverts, it's like unprecedented. Unprecedented amount of time we've spent inverted like that. Look at that. Look at how deep we went. We haven't seen something like that since the 80s and the 70s. And that was not a good time to be investing. Unless you knew what was going on. Let's go to SPX. We're getting derailed here, but I think it's worth it. Because this is why I do think that we'll have a large pullback in Bitcoin. I really do believe it. The last time the yield curve was doing something similar was back here, when we had a period of time in which you could have bought the peak back here and seen 17% gains, and then a 27% crash, and then seen 30% gains, and then a 36% crash, and then seen 50% gains, and then just broke even on your investment over the span of 6,000 days. That's shitty. And it's very possible that we're entering into a period like this in the market. It's very, very possible. I don't think we will, because we have different monetary policy. Back here, there was no such thing as QE. There was no such thing as money printing back here. We had just gotten off the gold standard. We had just gotten to the period of time in which they had the possibility to print money, but they didn't know that they could really do it to the scale that they know now. Now they understand that they can just print us out of anything that's scary. And it'll make the rich richer, and the middle class will get eviscerated. An inverted yield curve, where short-term yields exceed long-term yields, is often seen as a signal to potential economic trouble. Historically, inverted yield curves have preceded economic recessions. Exactly. Exactly. Can I pin that? The goddamn heart thing is in the way. There we go. Pin this message. Yeah, it's not good. It's the signs that there's a sick economy, okay? It's like if you got a fever, right? And you're starting to feel that itch in the back of your throat. And it's like, yo, I'm about to get sick. This kind of sucks. You have not been bedridden yet. And theoretically, you could take a bunch of vitamin C and a little energy boost pack and some magnesium and some vitamin E and stuff like that, and make it so that you don't have that. Gargle with some antiseptic mouthwash, and then not get sick and continue on your day. But generally speaking, when your head starts pounding and you have a fever and your throat's really sore, you're probably going to be sick in the next couple days. That's what the inverted yield curve means. That right now, the US economy has a fever and their throat's kind of swollen and it hurts a little bit and your head feels tight. We're not sick yet. We can still go to work and still work functionally, but it's sick. Something's going to break, or hopefully the Fed can do a soft landing and give us all the vitamin C injections that we need to survive. That makes sense? Usually, that doesn't happen. Usually it just doesn't work out like that. But what's likely going to end up happening is we'll go into some level of a recession. They'll immediately cut rates down as low as they can, and then they will start printing money again to make it so that we continue to thrive in an economy, because we're in the final stages of a giant economic boom, one of those 80-year cycle things that Ray Dalio talks about. Maybe we continue to extend it, and it's a 100-year cycle and not an 80-year cycle. Who knows? Time's got to tell. We need grandma's secret whiskey and honey remedy. We actually do. You got a fever for more cowbell. What the hell does that even mean, MK? Ooh, we will see. Another thing, here's another point to even back up my chart even more. M3. I've brought this up several times as well. And I know we're toeing away from this, but I don't feel comfortable trading Bitcoin today. This is not the type of trades that I enjoy taking. And so, unfortunately, I'm just not going to. If you guys want to, you're more than welcome to. But I do well in a choppy market. I don't do well chasing pumps like this. I don't. I always get burned. I always time it incorrectly. Not always. I generally time it incorrectly, but it's old Saturday Night Live. No, I never really watched Saturday Night Live. You didn't age yourself. I just exposed myself for not really liking it. Guess what? I've got a fever and only prescription is more cowbell. It's funny. I brought this up a couple times. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember this chart? Type a 1 if you remember this chart. Type a 0 if this is the first time you've seen this chart. You can compare a lot of stuff here. I'm going to just be looking at the S&P 500 divided by the M3 supply. Zero. Okay, perfect then. This is perfect. So, FTW, this is for you. Let me grab a glass of water because I'm going to go on an extremely long-winded rant here. What I said previously, that the United States government understands now that they can print money to get us out of economic scenarios and cause the price of assets to inflate and make it so that the rich have money again and the economy can start spending again, because the middle class and the rich are what drives the economy. Yeah, it's just people spending. People spending drives the economy. If people have more money, they're going to continue to spend and the economy continues to do well. If we look, this is the S&P 500 and the green line, and the blue line is the M3 money supply. M3 money supply is just all money, okay? It's just all liquid money and money equivalents, so bonds and stuff are included in this as well. If you look, periods in which the stock market goes up are periods in when the money supply is going up, and the stock market goes up quicker when the money supply goes up quicker. And then when the money supply starts coming down, the stock market started coming down. And now that the money supply has started to tick up again, well, the stock market started to tick up again. Stock market usually precedes the money supply a little bit because the Fed likes us to know what's going on, so they show their hand. That's why people like listening to the Fed minutes and listen to what the Fed has to say, because they're going to show you their cards so that they don't surprise anyone. Because we are in a faith-based or trust-based system, so we have to trust that the Fed is not going to rug pull us. And so by doing that, and to ensure the trust, they show their cards. They show their hand all the time. All the time. And so the stock market usually precedes these U-turns a little bit. You can see even back here in 2008, we started getting a little bit of a decline and a slowdown in this blue line, right? Right back here in 2008 and everything, we started getting a little bit of a slowdown. The stock market started tanking beforehand. Now, there's a lot of factors at play there, but what I want to draw your attention to is after we've established that correlation, I want to draw your attention to this chart, which is the S&P 500. If you were to divide the value of all of the 500 companies by the supply of money, rather than just dividing it by the value of a dollar, you divide it by the number of dollars. So this holds constant for that M3 money supply going up. the M3 money supply going up is kind of giving you a false sense that the assets are becoming more valuable when they're not actually becoming more valuable. All that's happening is that the dollar is becoming less valuable. So the assets are staying the same, but because there's more dollars to denote those assets in, then it looks like the price of those assets are going up. But when you hold constant for that, you will see that the stock market, the S&P 500, has not actually recovered from the dot-com bubble yet. That's 20-something years, guys. That's literally... I'm 26. It's been 26 years, and the stock market, when held constant for the amount of dollars in circulation, has not made a higher high. It was born in 1997, and we're at the same price point. We're at the same point. That tells me that all of the gains that we've been seeing have come in some way or another due to an inflation in the money supply, due to monetary easing. And it's very concerning to look at it like that. Maybe it's not concerning, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it literally does not matter, and as long as you continue to make money and not be in the bottom percentile of individuals and income earners, you'll be fine. But when you just objectively look at this, it's kind of concerning to see that all of the gains have been coming from just monetary easing. And something unique happened back in 1992, actually, that kind of set the precedent that the Fed would come in and step in anytime we needed to. We had a little bit of a flash crash back in 1992. Let's go to the S&P 500, or maybe the NASDAQ. I don't think the NASDAQ was as prevalent back then. Oh, okay, let's go to month. Yeah, I don't know that you're going to be able to see it too well in this. I think the S&P 500 will probably be better at seeing it. SPX. Was it 1992? No, I think it was this. Not 92. 87. We had like the Black Friday. We had this absolute disgustingly quick crash. This actually was the introduction of circuit breakers in the stock market as well. But after this, the Federal Reserve realized that if they gave bankers and gave the rich unlimited amounts of money rapidly and told them to just go crazy, go invest it anywhere you need to, go put it into the economy, that you could recover from it quickly and stop crashes like that. So after this event, the Federal Reserve started realizing that they could basically backstop any crashes that come. And it kind of just has created a more dramatic boom and bust in the economy. I know we had that before, boom and bust, but like now it's just very rhythmic. Black Friday. I didn't have access to the link. Dream, are you not in the Discord, Dream? You're gonna break my heart here. Should I join again? Very small, right? 187 people. But these people are real. These are real G's here. Also, I think I have to get rid of this out of here. Because I think they've now started banning people. Little scum. Does anyone have questions about my rant here? I told you it was going to be long-winded. This is just a lot to take in for people. It's like reframing how you look at stuff. Because if you look, the dot-com bubble was way back here. We're way higher in value than the dot-com bubble. Way higher. But not anymore. Not when you hold constant for that. Discord is linked in the description of Axion DAO video as well. Yes. Yes. Feel free to join. Everyone, feel free to join. I'm pretty sure Dream is in there. I'm pretty sure I've seen him in there. okay, this is all cool. This is all fun. This is interesting to talk about, and it's exciting to be like, yo, fuck the Fed, fuck printing money, like screw these guys. They all want us to be broke and poor. That's cool. Whatever. We can rally behind stuff like that, but how do we make it actionable? How do we get excited and get prepared for what we know now, right? How do we make money off of this? Well, we can understand that the Federal Reserve is going to step in and print an insane amount of money the moment that the economy looks like it's beyond repair. It takes them a long time to accept that, though. We saw the inflation is transitory argument, and that lasted for like 6 to 8 months before they started like actually stepping up inflation or interest rates, which caused them to spike interest rates the fastest that they've spiked it in modern history. Like, we haven't seen something like that since Paul Volcker, and Paul Volcker was he was the Jerome Powell back in the day, back last time we had tons of inflation, and they just like went crazy with it. He just raised interest rates by like 10% literally overnight. It was mind-blowing. What about the debt ceiling, the cost of repaying the debt? Yeah, that's another breaking point. That's literally the breaking point in the economy, because the government, our government right now, has a debt ceiling. They don't actually give a fuck about the debt ceiling. They're just going to continue to raise it to whatever they want it to be. They go over it all the time. I don't know the name of the chart right off the top of my head. If someone else knows it, feel free to put it in the chat and we can go look at it. But they raise the debt ceiling all the time. The debt ceiling is very much irrelevant. It's just a political standpoint, just like shutting down the government is. Like, they do, you know. But nonetheless, that debt does have terms to it, and it does come due. And they have set interest rates on it. And a lot of that debt over the next 2 years is going to start rolling over. Debt that they took out while interest was at zero. Debt that the United States government took out during periods in which the interest rate was set at zero back here through 2020, 2021, a little bit of it up here at like 2%, 1%, but then through this period of literal 0% interest rate. So debt that was taken out in a low interest rate environment is going to be coming due in a high interest rate environment. We still operate in a deficit, meaning that they don't have the money to pay off this new debt, which means they're going to pay the debt by issuing new debt. That new debt gets issued at higher interest rates, and at a certain point, it's going to become impossible to pay all that debt off, because the interest rates right now, before all of this debt has really like rolled over, it's starting to roll over, but before all of that debt starts rolling over, we already pay more in interest on our debt as the United States government, not us, the US government, than we do in our defense bills. It recently just crossed over. The defense sector in our entire economy is enormous. That budget is disgustingly large, and we are already starting to pay more money in just interest than we do to fund the military and everything. That's insane. Do you think what they have to reduce the interest rates to favor their own debt? Yeah. So what I'm saying, the Fed is supposed to remain apolitical, but if you go look, Jerome Powell and Biden will meet occasionally, and then all of a sudden Jerome Powell is like switching up what he's talking about. Federal debt. GF debt N. GF debt N. Thank you. Gracias. Yeah, I wanted to, is there I know there's a chart that exists that depicts like this stair-stepping pattern of them raising the debt ceiling every time. So it'll go straight across and then just go straight up and then straight across again, because they need to continue to raise it. But I don't know where that chart is. And it doesn't really matter, but they go over it all the time. So basically what I'm saying is that the Federal Reserve is going to have to lower interest rates at a certain point, or it will bankrupt the government, right? This is just going to go straight up in a straight line if they don't raise interest rates, because they're going to have to issue an egregious amount of new debt to pay off for stuff. So next year, we already have, if you look, you can see it here. Next year, by the end of next year, it's estimated that interest rates will be somewhere between 3.5 and 4.25%, right? Nobody knows exactly, and it's kind of it's a bell curve right now, so it'll likely be somewhere in the low 4s to upper 3s. Currently, the interest rate is set at 5.5, which means that we should have more than 1% decrease in interest rates, right? And so it's just a matter of how long can they keep them elevated for. They can only keep them elevated until, one, the economy starts cracking, and likely like 6 to 8 months after the economy starts cracking, or two, like 6 to 8 months after the government is like, yo, you guys need to chill. Like, we can't pay this anymore. And I say 6 to 8 months because usually, like, I'll see the economy crack. Like, I saw inflation crack when it was peaking. I saw everything start coming down. Commodities were starting to crack. And I made a ton of videos saying, like, inflation's done. And it's not till just now, about a year and a half later, have we really, like, started to come to terms with the fact that inflation's kind of done. It could revamp. It absolutely could, depending on a lot of things that happen. It could absolutely revamp and come back up. But like that wave that we experienced was over. I just called it way too early. And so I'm trying to expand my time horizon and understand that when I finally see that, like, hey, the economy is cracked and like we need to cut interest rates, we'll give them 6 to 8 months to actually do it. Because they're goofy with it. All right. I think a Bitcoin short is in due here. I'm going to enter one, and then I'm going to go have some food and get ready for the classroom. The classroom will probably be somewhere around 3 o'clock. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have questions? Do you guys have questions for me? I know I ranted a ton. I ranted a lot. So if you guys have anything for me, feel free to ask. They logged me out of my trading account. Do you think there's any better altcoins here? Scoop, 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 scoop. Yeah, see this? This looks like topping formations on most of them. Aptos is dying. Arbitrum. Yeah, let's just trade Bitcoin. Let's stick with Bitcoin. Does the liquidity look gross? Ew, who the hell is that guy? No, it's still on the upper end, but it's starting to like fade back down. So I think it's an easy pullback here. We're betting against Bitcoin, which is not something we're supposed to do, but I'm going to do it anyways, and I will keep you guys posted on how it goes. So I think we might see a pullback down to here, but if we break back above this trend line, I'll get out. So there you go. Watch me get liquidated in moments. With as much movement ICP had, what about a play on that? Ooh, let's see. ICP might be a good short, actually. I know it pumps and dumps like crazy. I would have really enjoyed seeing a decline today. Had we not exploded above here, it would have been a very good area to short at. Hopefully we find support at this level and can like build out a new support area around $10. Because we broke above. The last thing I want to see is ICP come straight back down. If ICP comes straight back down, I'm going to be sad. If ICP goes to $6, I'm probably not going to hold it for the bull run. I'm just going to be honest. At that point, it's an opportunity cost. All right.
Sorry, I thought that was, I thought we had talked about that earlier. Yes,
I'm going to get tripped out here. I'm hoping to buy back in. ICP Dream? You sold? Oh, yeah, you did sell your ICP. I'm sorry, man. Wouldn't worry about it too much. If we see a doomsday scenario like I kind of just outlined here, expect ultimately, here, I'll draw it and then I'm going to dip for a bit. I'm going to go work on my stuff. I got to finish cleaning this place. If we see the doomsday scenario, in which I just painted, in which the US economy does not have a soft landing, the Fed is forced to cut interest rates, and shit hits the fan. Let's go to the weekly, because this is a long time frame thing. This is likely what would end up playing out. Let me move these out of the way. I know nobody wants to hear this, but look what happened when COVID happened and the crash we got there. Bitcoin dumped so aggressively. We will not see something that quick again. That was unprecedented. That was oil went negative. Literally oil traded at negative $30 per barrel. I was sitting there live trading it. I mean, I wasn't live at the time, but I was sitting there trading oil when I saw futures dip negative $30 per barrel. I think it was negative $36. And I got out. I could have made a fuck ton of money in there, but I was scared shitless. And I was like, what is happening? What is happening? There's a global pandemic and oil's trading at negative. And I just like sat and watched it. And like, I probably would have hundreds of thousands of dollars right now because I was in the perfect trades for it, but I got out because it was too scary. What was I seeing? This is likely what I think ends up happening if we get a recession or something like that. I think that we go through a period of time in which Bitcoin probably does decent, right? Continues to rally a little bit. Something like this. Maybe more like this, where it continues to lose steam a little bit. We get up to a certain point up here where people think we're about to experience the next rally forward, and then we begin to bleed for a little bit. I think we have something like this, and we bleed, maybe not into September of 2025. We have some sort of a bleed. You know what? That's actually a good point, because I just said it was going to take like 6 to 8 months. So maybe we see a rally, like what everyone's expecting for Bitcoin. Maybe we see something like this. And then what takes us out, that could be possible, is a recession in 2026. What takes us out here. And then we experience like some crazy downward price action. We see Bitcoin do some crazy shit like that. I think that's kind of possible. What do you guys think? Let me know in the Discord. I will be in the Discord. We're going to hold the classroom on decentralized physical infrastructure for AI and ML machine learning. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing into. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.